Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101, and it's time for Head to Headlines. We compile the funniest headlines of the week. We go through hundreds of them. There's so many funny headlines out there. And sometimes the stories themselves aren't that funny, just the headline's funny. But we think we've got two good ones here for you to choose from. Now, we'll give you these. If you're new to the show, we appreciate some new listeners during the last segment with the monkeys. We joined in the party, so appreciate you. Joined in. Was it Sue and Lyle, I think?
Imagine that being the first time you listen to the show. It's you and I talking about monkeys escaping from a truck. And Kenzie's not even here. You're missing somebody from the show. She's out sick today.
Yeah, Kenzie's not here to rein it in.
Oh, my God. This is what happens. Kenzie, the last time she was gone, you and I started a war between Indiana and Illinois.
Yeah, it's still ongoing, by the way. The skirmishes are on the border. You see it.
No resolution in sight.
Nope.
And now we got this monkey story.
Well, thank you, Sue and Lyle, for checking in. Appreciate you joining the party. And buckle up, because it's Head to Headlines, where we go through the funniest headlines of the week, narrow it down to two, and you vote based on the headline alone what story you want to hear us break down. The rub is we'll never talk about the other story again, and we have friends at Google. It'll get scrubbed from the internet. You'll be able to find out what it was about. So you have to choose wisely. So let's get to it. Headline number one. Surveillance video shows one of the thieves who cut through a Florida mall roof and stole $50,000 in sneakers.
The Louvre heist is already inspiring so many people.
I mean, that's a long headline with a lot of information, but it makes me want to know more about the story. My first thought is, are there $50,000 in sneakers in like a Foot Locker right now? There's that many shoes in there?
I think we'll have to find out.
I guess that's all we'll find out if you choose that story. So don't vote yet. Wait till you hear the second headline, which is headline number two. Man accused of stabbing two teens with a metal fork on flight from Chicago to Germany.
Ow! Oh my God, that's gotta suck.
Why? Why was that necessary? Oh, boy, it was diverted to Boston, too, by the way. I had to stop there. Imagine you're going to Germany and you get on Chicago. Like, Boston's about, I think, a 2.5-hour flight, where Germany's much longer. And you're like, I'm going to settle in here, watch my movie, listen to the Brian and Kenzie podcast, maybe.
I downloaded all these episodes for when we fly over the ocean.
And then they say we're stopping in Boston because some jamoke back there stabbed a kid with a fork.
He went with a fork? Oh, my God.
I mean, thank God it wasn't a machete, but still a fork. Ow!
But I don't know. The logistics of stabbing are tough, because you would almost want the sharper thing rather than like a dull fork.
Because it would just take longer.
It would hurt more. It's why you want a sharp knife when you're cooking.
Yeah, good point.
I don't know. We can debate stabbing logistics if headline 2 wins.
Well, we'll see. So headline 1 again is, surveillance video shows one of the thieves who cut through a Florida mall roof and stole $50,000 in sneakers. Headline 2 is, man accused of stabbing two teens with a metal fork on flight from Chicago to Germany. So you text in. That's how you vote. Headline 1 or headline 2, 312-591-8300. Vote now. We'll come back after Lincoln Park and break down the story you choose. You decide the content with Brian and Kenzie on Q101.
Brian and Kenzie.
On Q101.
It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Head to Headlines, where you decide the content based on the headline alone. And we gave you two headlines before Lincoln Park. And this is the closest one maybe we've ever had. It came down to one vote in deciding, maybe two votes here. I think I see another one now. But two votes overall decided the outcome of Head to Headlines, where you choose, based on the two headlines alone, which story we break down. And we'll never talk about the other story again. So buckle up here, because the story you love may not be heard in Head to Headlines. Headline 1 was, surveillance video shows one of the thieves who cut through a Florida mall roof and stole $50,000 in sneakers. We very thought there was a lot of fun in that story. And headline 2, man accused of stabbing two teens with a metal fork on flight from Chicago to Germany. Now, like I said, this is interesting. Only two votes separated this. I can't remember one this close. And you're never going to hear on why that man stabbed those two teens with a metal fork on that flight.
One. That is tough.
Oh, boy, pouring one out for that headline. On Google, yes, it's erased from the internet. You cannot find out any of it now. It's gone. So let's get into it. Surveillance video shows one of the thieves who cut through Florida mall roof and stole $50,000 in sneakers. And here comes the story. Hundreds of Nike and New Balance sneakers were stolen from a Florida shopping mall in the middle of the night this week. Pretty fantastic. I also think, if you're a thief, like those Louvre guys with the jewels we've been talking about all week.
Yes.
I would think jewels, I get it. I can't figure out how I'm going to make a lot of money with Nikes. I know they're expensive, but I can't figure out what I'm going to do with them after that. Am I going to put them up on Facebook Marketplace?
StockX, places like that.
What's StockX? Oh, no. Here we go. What is that? Is that a shoe selling app?
Yeah, it's an app. It's a website.
Now, so is it selling used shoes?
You can buy. It's a resale site. Yes.
So you bought shoes there?
No, but I'm aware of it.
Oh.
But I would like to point out that I have an alibi in the story already. I don't want to be accused of committing any crimes. I did make the pivot from New Balance to Adidas earlier this year. I had been wearing New Balance for about the last decade. No longer. I don't need to steal New Balances. I'm not interested in their product anymore.
I've gone through all my phases of life. I started with Adidas, and I'm still kind of loyal to Adidas, even though I don't own any right now.
Okay, so not loyal. By definition, not loyal.
Well, ever since Derrick Rose had his injury, which was caused by those Adidas high tops,
That's
allegedly,
right. Allegedly,
I had to bail on it. I'm wearing some.
What are you wearing right now?
Oh, Nikes, the Pegasus Nike running shoes.
Oh, very nice.
They're so comfy.
I bought some Adidas for the Oasis show, and I've never looked back. My feet have never hurt less. I have very flat feet, very sensitive part of my body. These Adidas have treated my feet quite nicely.
Well, maybe I need to go back to Adidas.
Might be nice.
So hundreds of Nike and New Balance were stolen in the middle of the night. The thieves pulled off the burglary, according to the local sheriff, in a heist that appeared to be right out of Mission Impossible.
Oh, fun. I've seen that movie.
They're all dead. all my co-thieves are dead. So all in all, $50,000 worth of sneakers were taken by the thieves after they cut a hole in the concrete roof of the Champs Sports at the Treasure Coast Mall in Jensen Beach at some point between midnight and 8 a.m.
Well, that's a long range of time.
There's a lot in that sentence. First off, are there any Champ Sports left up here?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
There's one on State Street.
Okay, my
Yeah,
bad.
yeah.
Because I haven't seen one in a while. There was the Champs Sports Bar, too, that used to be in Champs, their name's been used a bunch.
Yeah,
And
it's a popular name.
well, it seems like a good thing. The Champs Sports Bars I used to love. And then the Champs Sports Sporting Goods Store, haven't seen one in a minute. So good to know they're still in business up here in Illinois as well. They cut a hole in the concrete roof.
How?
I don't know.
I can barely use scissors to cut paper. I can't cut a hole in a concrete roof. Also, it's a mall. How did they get on the roof?
There's going to be more to this story, but I went to Costco yesterday and bought some Ziploc bags. I could not get the packaging open to undo the boxes. These guys cut a hole in a concrete roof between midnight and 8 a.m. I imagine it would take 8 hours to get through concrete. But doesn't really, we'll see if it says more, but right now the next sentence is just the thieves lowered themselves through the hole and lifted 500 pairs of shoes back through the hole, making the escape.
That's okay. God, so much there.
Oh, my God.
I'm picturing them arriving in a helicopter because I don't know how you would get on the roof because I don't think a ladder's tall enough.
I didn't even think of that. Start there. How'd they get on the roof?
How'd they get on the roof?
A mall roof is like 2 to 3 stories usually.
Malls are famously very tall.
There's no one-story malls anywhere.
And then if you have a concrete saw, is that I'm not a tough like a masculine man. I don't know what you use to cut concrete, but
it's funny you said that because when I was driving around yesterday going to Costco, I saw a guy in Clybourne with one of those concrete. They cut the concrete on the ground. It looked like it weighed about 7,000 pounds. This thing he was using.
That's what I'm saying. If they're going to climb up with that thing, that's going to be the longest climb of my lifetime. They would need to propel down from a helicopter, but then that might weigh the helicopter down, and then they're just crashing into the mall.
So all of the facts in that 1-2 sentences seem impossible. 500 pairs of shoes. They went to the roof of the mall. They did it between midnight and 8 a.m. They cut through a concrete ceiling in the mall and then hoisted themselves out and left.
Think about how bulky shoe boxes are because I know
That's what I was going to say.
Because I know this from my TikTok is a lot of people reselling shoes. I don't know why my algorithm feeds me that, but it does. And shoes aren't worth anything if you don't have the box. Try carrying more than 2 shoe boxes at a time. It's impossible.
I moved 4 months ago, and I had a panic attack with all the shoes in the closet. Me and Megan combined probably have, I don't know, 20 to 30 pair of shoes.
You treat the missus well. She's got quite a few shoes.
I, in a rage, started tearing up the shoe boxes. I said, no more boxes! She almost divorced me because she loves those boxes. You got to have them, like you said.
The resale market.
So the sheriff kept talking and said, we had a burglary that we discovered yesterday that appears to be right out of Mission Impossible. The sheriff, Martin County Sheriff John Budensic, said in the press conference, I watched the national news and saw what happened across the pond where they stole crown jewels. This is a one-off of that, he says. This sheriff looks pretty awesome, by the way.
Would describe him. I haven't seen him.
Bald, like a little bit of like a kind of like a fat Stone Cold, but he's also wearing a shirt 4 times too small. He's got a medium on.
Yeah, no, he sounds awesome. I'm sure he's an awesome hang.
The Martin County Sheriff's Department wrote on social media in a statement addressing the heist, not quite the crown jewels, but it's clear these sneaker thieves put the same time and effort into their crime, and now our detectives have to track them down. So they have no leads. A photo of the mall's roof shows a stack of some boxed and unboxed shoes that were left behind, and he says he doesn't know why the shoes were left behind. Maybe their girlfriend's was a size 8 and they grabbed some 9s. I don't know. They said, we don't need these. But they either ran out of room, he suspects, because, like you said, did they have a helicopter to take 500 pairs of shoe boxes away?
Or they had a fleet of Escalades.
Like the president was coming?
Yeah.
He thinks they also could have been spooked off by something or someone. Something tells me these guys were not spooked by anything.
God, that's so many shoes.
Yeah, he said the thieves used electric tools, probably a grinder or a saw, to cut through the roof, and somehow worked for hours without being detected.
Okay, great question from David on the text line. How would they know where to go on the roof once they got up there?
Boy, that's a great question.
Can you imagine trying to cut into Champs and they cut into Claire's by accident?
Oh,
They just end up with a bunch of
God.
cheap jewelry? Oh, my God.
Oh, boy.
I think they should be able to get away with this. This is the most impressive crime I've ever heard.
Well, if you see their social media and show the hole in the roof, there's no indicator they were going into a Champ Sports. It's all like air conditioners and just a bland roof. And there's no other hole, so they didn't make a mistake.
God, these guys are good.
These guys, why aren't they working like for the government to solve the federal shutdown
Shouldn't
somehow?
they be doing something better? These guys are geniuses.
No alarms were triggered.
Oh, my God. I have to tip my cap to these gentlemen.
No, we're going to have to beg the question. Inside job, possibly? I don't know.
I don't know. If I was doing a security system for a mall, I would make sure that if somebody cut into my roof that an alarm would go off. This sounds like the mall's fault.
The final sentence from the sheriff said, these are organized criminals that probably traveling criminals that made their way to Martin County, got off with a sizable amount of product, and we anticipate catching them. I anticipate being back here shortly telling you we've arrested someone. Well, I think you're dreaming, sir. These guys are on a spaceship right now.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Time for music and entertainment news. One more reminder for you. Tomorrow at this time, Ticket Blitz Thursday, Foo Fighters at Soldier Field. It's already the biggest show of 2026 on the way. Now, other ones will be coming, but that's the biggest show without question.
That we know of right now.
That's right. I mean, things are being added as we speak. I mean, certainly we've got a Florence and the Machine show we're going to give away tickets to in just about 120 seconds. But there's so many shows that are going to pile up, and they're getting there earlier. All those Rush shows, 4 of them in a row at United Center. There's so much. But the Foo Fighters at Soldier Field, they've never played Soldier Field. They played every other venue and every possible place, including going back to the Cubby Bear. The show's there, and then to play Soldier Field. And Dave Grohl's got a huge relationship with Chicago. But his cousin lived here, and she took him to a show at the Cubby Bear when he was a kid, a little kid. They got him inspired to play drums and eventually be in Nirvana and then the Foo Fighters.
Worked out nice.
I can't remember the show.
It was a Naked Ray Gun
the
show.
Naked Ray Gun show at the Cubby Bear. Look at that. So very big special relationship with Chicago and the Foo Fighters. Also to remind you right now, because time is running out, the Twisted Halloween Special. Q101's Twisted Christmas concerts, all 4 of them at the Aragon. You can get 13% off all Twisted tickets all week long if you just go to Q101.com and your tickets using the code SPOOKY to get the deal. Act fast because the sale ends midnight Sunday night. So Q101.com, the code is SPOOKY, 13% off tickets. Now's the time to buy, whether they're for you or a Christmas gift down the road. It's so great. Kenzie's always so good at that, of like buying Christmas gifts months in advance.
Well, we took care of her at the Oasis pop-up. She's got an Oasis mug with her name on it.
Oh,
I mean, hypothetically, her name on it. She's going to have a name tag on it.
She's drinking hot tea out of it right now to get her voice back.
That's right. Hopefully she's back tomorrow with speaking voice because nice change of pace. But, come December 19th, right before we take our Christmas break, Merry Christmas, Kenzie. Here's that Oasis mug I know you wanted.
Yeah, it's a really big mug, too. Holds a lot of tea.
Oh, yeah.
It's really good.
Well, the Brits love tea. You got to have a big mug. Are you going to get her a small mug?
No, it's not going to work.
Come on now. We care about Kenzie. We want to get her a big Oasis mug.
They anticipated her throat would go out or her voice would go out and needed a big tea.
There you go.
Big tea mug.
Big tea.
So another big show announced that's not in Chicagoland, but is in our reach.
It's in the Midwest.
Columbus, Ohio, I would say, listen, I've made those drives. I think Columbus, Ohio is approximately a 4 to 5 hour drive from here. 4 if you're making good time. Like sometimes you can take from downtown, it can take 2.5 hours to get to Joliet. And sometimes you can get to Indianapolis in 3 hours.
Yes.
It's really messed up.
I've done it many times.
It sucks. But sometimes you get there. So Sonic Temple, it's May 14th to the 17th next year, 2026. And the headliners have been announced, the whole show. Headliners include My Chemical Romance on Thursday, Shinedown on Friday, Bring Me the Horizon on Saturday, and Tool on Sunday. How about that? Also, Pierce the Veil, All Time Low, who's performing with Q101 this Saturday for free at 115 Bourbon Street. All the info at Q101.com. Rise Against, The Offspring, Sublime performing at Q101's Twisted Christmas. Good Charlotte and Public Enemy, among others. What a festival it always is every year.
Well, we're starting to see between Sonic Temple, which you just read off the big acts there, and Coachella, the festival lineups for 2026 are already coming together. And you look at a My Chem, you look at a Bring Me the Horizon, a Pierce the Veil, an All Time Low, and I'm now scratching my chin like the thinker that I am, going, maybe these bands are also going to play Riot Fest next year. We don't know anything, but My Chemical Romance, this is Sonic Temple in May. They were announced for Louder Than Life, which is in Kentucky in September, that same weekend as Riot Fest. A lot of signs pointing to My Chemical Romance celebrating 20 years of the Black Parade at Riot Fest.
Wow, you heard it here first.
I did not say, I have no information. I would love to know the Riot Fest lineup for next year. I do not know it.
I love how you start with, we don't know anything, but I've put together the diagram here and kind of figure things out in the routing of the tour, and possibly they could be here.
Well, in my apartment with no coffee table and nothing on the wall, I did put up a map of My Chemical Romance festival dates with thumbtacks drawing dots to it, and all roads lead to Douglas Park in September.
So you have one of those serial killer pushpin maps on your wall in your studio?
Yeah, you ever think about why?
I don't want to. I don't want to get any kind of target. Those Florence in the Machine tickets in a couple seconds, but first we got to pour one out, and this is not a typical pour one out on Q101, an alternative rock radio station, legendary for 33 years, not only here in Chicago, but worldwide. I'm going to pour one out for Jack DeJohnette. 83 years old, had a great run. And Jack DeJohnette, who I saw live, was one of the greatest jazz drummers, if not the greatest jazz drummer of all time. You've heard of Miles Davis' case?
I have.
So he was Miles Davis's drummer.
Okay, what makes a jazz drummer different than like a Dave Grohl drummer?
Well, what jazz does, you see the jazz and the Jell-O pudding.
Whoa, Cosby, take it easy. I asked what jazz does, not how to drug a woman.
Well,
what the hell? What was that?
Well, you see,
Get off of Cosby. What are you doing?
He loved the jazz, you see.
No, I didn't ask for Bill Cosby.
What Jack DeJohnette did was similar to what maybe Eddie Van Halen did for the guitar, is reinvent a way to play them. That's what he did. And there's drummers out there that could probably describe it better. I'm a guitar player, so I don't know, but drummers could probably say what he did. For example, if we could get Jimmy Chamberlain on the phone from the Pumpkins, he could probably eloquently say how Jack DeJohnette changed everything, because Jimmy Chamberlain was a student of jazz drumming. And a lot of our bands, the drummers, all worship this guy. That's why I'm putting him in this pour one out. He was 83 years old. He was a Chicagoan. He was born here, 2-time Grammy winner, and helped shape pretty much how modern jazz worked. And he played with every legend like John Coltrane and Herbie Hancock and whoever you want to go down the road. Let me. Why don't I play a little bit of his solo and let me see how it feels? Because
this is a solo drum album?
This is him doing a live solo, drum solo.
Okay.
He played obviously with all the legends. I've seen him many times, and he was just religious experience. So how does this make you feel, Case? Tell me what you're feeling.
Like I need ibuprofen? Give me a headache.
Is it still giving you a headache? Is it getting worse?
It hasn't gotten better.
Oh, you don't like the drum solos? I know your hardcore band's no one does a drum solo.
Well, that's because all the songs are 90 seconds. I don't have time for a drum solo.
All right, pour one out for Jack DeJohnette. Oh!
I think I can do this.
Can we get a drum kit in here? Please. I want to see what Case's drum solo would sound like.
I think I can do this.
Okay, it's Friday at this time, but we need an extra day to get a drum kit in here.
Well, you supply the drum kit, I'll supply the tunes, brother.
Maybe my great friends at Chicago Music Exchange could get a drum in here, a drum set, see if Case can be better than the greatest drummer of all time.
I feel like I could do this.
I don't think you could even do that part.
He's just banging on stuff. I can do that.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q 101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q 101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101 coming up a chance at $1,000 at 9:30, and we'll recap Connor Bedard's hat trick night. It was incredible at the Madhouse. But first, some highlights locally of some people doing some really good work out there. A show of support Tuesday. This happened yesterday for the TSA workers at O'Hare and Midway after losing pay due to the government shutdown going on, the federal government shutdown. So TSA agents at O'Hare received complimentary meals in Terminal 2 prepared by the Holy Trinity Lutheran Church of Elgin. Mongolian beef with white rice, fried green beans for the community. Oh my God, I'm getting hungry over here.
TSA agents eating well.
How about that?
All right.
And again, this is in relation to the hardship going on with a lot of federal workers right now. In a related story, DoorDash, Chicago-based company, is launching a nationwide emergency food response to the federal government shutdown by delivering the equivalent of 1 million free meals through food banks like the Greater Chicago Food Depository because of the announcement that SNAP benefits to more than 40 million Americans, not just in Chicago, will dry up and not exist in November because of the federal shutdown, unless something happens drastically. It's clear there's a food emergency out there without question to a lot of people that rely on these ways, well, not only TSA agents' money to go buy their food, but people on SNAP benefits who use those to eat every day. And this is why we do God Bless the Gravy. It couldn't be a more impactful time for you to donate something. And I understand it's hard for you, too, because it's hard for us. But $1 makes a difference. $1 is 3 meals. That's what the Greater Chicago Food Depository can do with $1. Now, everybody listening did $5. Can you imagine how many lives would be saved if everybody listening, the hundreds of thousands of people listening right now, donated $5? And you do this by texting GRAVY to 312-591-8300, and you get a link back, and then you just donate. It's very simple. We're not going to bug you after that. And I understand giving money. It's the only time of the year we ask you to do that. It's the only time. But it's never been more needed. Every year it's needed, but it's never been more needed than right now with the federal government shutdown. Text GRAVY to 312-591-8300 right now. The link comes back. Whatever you can donate. We've had great people. Last Friday at the broadcast at Alexander's Cafe, the Karis Restaurant Group is giving out 10% of the tab that day to God Bless the Gravy, plus all the donations. We got thousands of dollars in cash and checks out there. Case didn't know what to do with the checks. To be honest, I didn't know either. I didn't want them in my hand because I'm afraid of what I'm going to do with that check.
That cash was calling my name.
Oof, God, it was scary. Scary time.
Walking around money wet my beak a little bit this holiday season.
Fortunately, a responsible person in our organization took the checks in cash and it's been donated to God Bless the Gravy. But I plead with you that it makes you feel so good to know you're helping. And a lot of people out there ask me, how can I help? This is it, and it's very easy.
This is it, because it's not getting easier. Sorry to cut you off, but it's just there's no end in sight on this shutdown, and people are only going to suffer more and more. And it's if you can give, now is the time. We always say, give to feel good about yourself.
Oh, my God.
Do your good deed for the day. Don't donate anonymously. We hate that. Put your name on it. Feel good about yourself. You can get your good deed done for the day now at 9:10, and then you can be a degenerate for the next 24 hours.
Within reason, the degenerate ability, But for example, Julia just donated $25. Thank you, Julia. Appreciate that. Gina checked in. Gina, $21. That's 60 meals. That's 60 meals. We did have an anonymous donation recently of $1,000. Boo.
Boo.
We love the money. I want to shout your name out. And I think really the positivity of saying your name, it just really transcends when you put a name on that dollar amount and it makes someone else, inspires them to donate. So if we can load this up today and add to our total, which is we're already over 30,000 meals. We're trying to get to over 120,000 by Thanksgiving. We're off to a better start than we've ever been, but it's also needed more than it's ever been. So our people that are clients at a radio station, businesses, you can donate more. We love shouting out businesses locally to help you.
It's our favorite thing. So again, gravy to 312-591-8300, or you can go to Q101.com. There's a link to donate there if you're like me and you don't like having money on your phone. You can do it on a desktop or a laptop like an adult.
And quickly to add in, because our great guy Jeff, back at the director of our sales, that if businesses donate $1,000, we'll match it with a free ad campaign and double it. So you get $2,000 worth of ads on Q101. You need to talk to our clients and know how impactful that is. That is huge. So businesses, if you donate on the site, please put your name and email so we can get back to you. And $1,000 gets you $2,000 of ads on Q101. That's worth a lot more than $2,000. Donate by texting GRAVY to 312-591-8300 right now.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101, and Lauren's on her way and take you through a pretty damn nice Wednesday happening right now. It's going to be really windy out, but sunny and in the 50s, so it should be pretty good. And hopefully our girl Kenzie's back tomorrow. She lost her voice right at this point of the show yesterday, 24 hours ago. She's going to the doctor. I encouraged her to go to the doctor, get things checked out, and hopefully she's back 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. Takeaways from today's show with Brian and Kenzie on Q101. What do you got, Case, from our listeners?
Chef Sean, our friend, checked in. Takeaway, I thought 2025 was already bad. Now I have to worry about racist monkeys.
Oh, God, they're everywhere. At least one of them.
There's 21 of them.
Yeah, so many.
The back of the truck.
Dodger Boy checked in with a takeaway and said, takeaway, the 4 levels of the rainforest. Bushy, leafy, sneezy, and Allen Iverson.
Man, that has to make no sense if you did not hear Clash with Kenzie today.
Well, also, maybe you go back to the podcast and get context for these takeaways. So what is on the podcast today, Case?
Well, this morning we had to pour one out for Kenzie's career. She's not here. That sucks.
Oh,
Hopefully
boo.
she's back tomorrow.
Yeah.
We also watched Brian mentally destroy a kindergarten teacher this morning. Just absolutely brutal to this lady. That is where that rainforest comment comes from. And all morning long, we reacted to the lab monkeys that escaped from a truck crash in Mississippi and the diseases they carried, COVID, herpes, and hepatitis C. If you missed that conversation, it is a doozy, and it lives on the Brian and Kenzie podcast.
Well, a lot coming in on that where John said, takeaway, skanking, good. Racist monkeys, bad.
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah, they're just not good.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.